Dydeetown World. Part 1. Lies. If your sister were a clone, would you want her working in Dydeetown? Data Stream Graffito. 1. Jean Harlow. Or rather, Jean Harlow-c. Couldn't place her face at once, but you don't hardly ever see white skin like that. And then it came to me. Seen her before in the flesh. The two blonde hair, the two white skin, the puggish face. Hard to forget her, even if, like me, you weren't particularly attracted to the look, despite the way she filled out the dark blue cling suit. "You're Mr. Dreyer, aren't you?" she said in a tinny voice as the door slid closed a couple of centimeters behind her. Suddenly became interested in my desktop, where a few cockroach droppings adhered to the surface. Flicked one off as I told her, "You can find your way back out the way you came in." "I want to hire you." Held my temper and kept after the roach chips. Was tired from a long string of long days sitting here waiting for something to do. Don't work for clones. Not completely true, but didn't advertise the truth. Her breath made a raspy sound as she sucked it in. "How?" "Never forget a face," I said, finally looking up at her. Did a search for a Dydeetown girl a while back. Queued up the library for background and watched a vid on them and the history of Dydeetown. Got to know a lot of their faces and the stories behind them during the search. This Harlow was a big thing in her day, which was way back when. The clone before me wasn't a perfect match, they never are, but pretty damn close. Couldn't see what anyone saw in her, but maybe tastes were different then. Why anyone would want to hunt up her leftovers, steal a piece, and clone out a new Jean Harlow was beyond me. But then, I don't waste my thumb in Dydeetown. "You worked for Kushigi, she told me." The roach dung became interesting again. That was a special case. "What was so special about it?" "None of your dragging business." Truth was, I'd been more broke than usual then. My thumb was getting more red lights than Dydeetown's east wall. My stomach was used to at least one meal a day, and the rest of me had other appetites. Briefly put, I was what you call desperate back then. Hadn't come a long way since. "Hear me out," she said. "I'll let you out." Still had my pride. Something clunked heavily amid the poppy seed droppings on the desktop. Didn't even have to look up to see it. Rolled right under my nose. Round, flat, and gold. "Talk," I said. She glanced back at my cubicle door as if to make sure it was closed good and tight, then sat in one of the pair of chairs on the other side of my desk. "I thought you'd have a bigger office than this." "Not a materialist," I said, picking up the coin and leaning back. "It's Kyphon." Weighed it in my hand. Cool and heavy. 25 grams heavy. .999 fine if up to the usual Kyphon standards. Illegal, of course, but who's going to tell those Eastern sect toughs they can't mint their own coins? Not me, brother. Not me. Get many Kypho types as clients in Dydeetown? "Some." Said nothing more, just sat there and worked a little crease into the surface of the coin with my thumbnail. Finally, she went on, as I knew she would. "Occasionally, I'll do business with a Kyphon, but mostly I get coin from people who don't want to leave any thumbprints in Dydeetown." "Nobody likes to leave a trail to Dydeetown." "Yet they do," she said, lifting her chin and meeting me eye to eye. "Every night they come around with fat groins and fat thumbs to find the most beautiful women and the handsomest men in all history," I said, mimicking the slogan. "You are so right, Mr. Dreyer." Not a trace of shame in her voice, but why should there have been? She was only a clone, she didn't know any better. It was her customers who should have been ashamed. "So, what can I do for you?" Galled me to be sitting here talking business with her like she was a real people. But this was real gold in my hand, and I needed it real bad. "I need to find someone." Oh, bloaty. Another missing Dydeetowner. "Why come to me?" "Kushigi said you were good." Bristled at that. How could the clone of a 21st century hollow sex star judge my work? By what? Doused it. Fruitless path, waste of energy. "She didn't get what she wanted," I said. "True."